And
So
Iceland.
that's right. Wherever, it doesn't matter. Even if you go to a cloudier place, as long as it's not the same environment you're in right now. Change of scenery, baby. It's all that matters. So let's get started. Let's get right into it.
One second.
Leo, there's a place in the North Pole that the sun shines 24 hours a day.
The sun shines 24 hours a day, every day. It's just a matter of what's in front of it blocking its view, right? That's how I look at it.
You're gonna hit me with the science fact?
We're gonna go deep, baby.
Damn. Okay,
Yo,
well, I'm standing down, man down.
All right, let's get right into it, guys. So welcome to our weekly Thursday AMA. Today's August 4th. We're about 4 days away from staking season 2, coming to life, Operation Dogium. So Dogium extraction. So we're actually right around the corner, and then there's a couple things that I want to address before the questions come up, because I know I'm going to get bombarded with questions. So I'm going to address these things before the questions come up. We extended the staking season to 120 days. The rewards are the same allocation of tokens plus burn tokens that were given in season 1. It's the same exact thing stretched out across 120 days compared to the 60 days that was in season 1. So your rewards throughout the entire season are the same as season 1. Your daily rewards are obviously halved because the season is extended by 2. So now that we got that out of the way, I can move forward with the rest of what needs to be addressed. The rest of what needs to be addressed is very positive, and we are going to have an amazing season this season. We have a lot of advancements coming as far as storyline and as far as a lore that we're actually introducing. We believe that the core of a interesting project, not just interesting project, but just something that creates more engagement and something that draws more people in, the core of that begins with a very solid storyline. And storylines are very important, and let me tell you why. Everything in this world, whether you like it or not, or whether you're involved with it or not, has a storyline behind it. And it may not be a good one or it may not be a bad one, but the fact of the matter is that there is a storyline and people build off of that storyline, and those storylines are what progress into bigger things in the future. And that has to do with comic books, that has to do with movies, that has to do with products, that has to do with cryptocurrencies, that has to do with businesses, that has to do with anything, right? So even your life as a personal experience, your own life has its own storyline. Your autobiography, if you ever were to sit down and write your autobiography, that would be your storyline. So what we're doing is we're giving Shibadoge a life, in a sense, right? And then what I mean by that is we're not just creating, but bringing to life the story of Shibadoge and its origins and where it's going to lead into the future, whether it's years down the line or months down the line, and however long the storyline decides to go. So it is going to be very interactive. It is going to be awesome, and it's going to be a new concept that is brought to the project. And this thing, it will include multiple things, not just storyline where it's just like a written thing where you guys can go and read, but in the future we're also going for like comic books, we're going for like animated series and whatever else it could lead into, right? But the fact of the matter is you have to start somewhere and build up to that. So we're happy to announce that we're starting there. Now, another important thing to talk about staking is obviously we're introducing burn to the ecosystem now, right? And now you may say, hey, like you guys are bringing in burn, but what's going to be the future of burn? And I can very confidently tell you that the future of burn has a solid place in the ecosystem of Shibadoge, and it is a key factor into the plan of expanding and the ecosystem that we're building. So that is why it is important and crucial to understand that everything that is being introduced and is being laid out for the longevity and sustainability of the project has to do, everything interlocks, right? Just like how if you can interlock your fingers and it creates a solid block, like you could make your hand into one. That's exactly what the whole point of creating an ecosystem is, so that when they all come together, they can act as one. And you don't see the effects of things that are planned out immediately in most circumstances, right? In a lot of circumstances, patience is a key element. Why is the staking season 120 days long? Why are the rewards what they are? Why is everything the way it is? Because everything involves patience. Are you going to have the patience to endure 120 day season? Are you going to have the patience to endure a 365-day season? Who knows? But the beautiful thing is the people who do have that self-discipline and the patience are the people who get the most out of whatever they're putting themselves into, right? And in this case, for example, in the staking case, if you have the patience to stick it out 120 days, you will see the full effects of the staking season, compared to somebody who pulls out 60 days in and then only gets half the rewards, right? So that's the whole point of making the season longer in a sense as well too, because it's not about how long or short it is. We could have made it a 30-day season and gave everybody much more daily rewards, but then it would have still been the same allocation no matter what. Or we could have been like, hey, it's a 1-day season and just paid everybody out their rewards for staking, and then the season would have been done. And then what? So it has to be sustainable, guys. It has to be something that can actually provide value to the project for the future as well. And the thing is, nobody would be complaining if the market cap is 100x. You get what I'm saying? The point is, you guys are allocating free tokens for staking your NFTs that are, and keep this in mind, staking is not the only utility you're ever going to have on the Shiba Army and Doge Army NFTs. I wouldn't even say that's the tip of the iceberg. There are multiple plans and ideas and utilities that we're working on trying to introduce and bring to the table for our projects, right? So you have to look into the future, and you have to ask yourself those questions when you're approaching these I don't want to say roadblocks, but when you're approaching these how could I say it, Alex, if you kind of are drifting with the way that I'm going. Let's see, I'm kind of tongue-tied, but regardless,
I think you're making a great point, because Leo, at the end of the day, it's evident by what we're doing. I mean, if I think that the community here, they certainly know where we're going. I mean, there's a reason why, Operation One was. I mean, the whole point of the war zone, right, is setting the foundation for what's going to create lifelong value for these projects. I mean, look, if you look at intellectual property as a whole in the world, is probably one of the most valuable sectors, like the most valuable markets in the world, right? We all know what a Marvel movie is. We all know what you just mentioned comic books. I know that's an area that we're looking into of interest. These are things that have value. It's a world that is being created. What we're doing is we're creating a world where our ecosystem lives. And it's going to introduce so many opportunities for our project. It's going to introduce, I mean, an incredible number of paths forward that we're going to take. And why you talk about, staking, which I don't use that word, because I think it's like you're contributing your troops, you're contributing your comrades to our mission, and each mission has a level of significance and importance. The reason it's so important, and I think that what people will realize pretty soon here through this 120-day period, that the whole point of the Dogium extraction operation will actually have a really big significance towards the longevity and the uniqueness of your NFT. I'm not going to say more than that, but the point is that you are participating in helping us and helping yourself further our mission of unifying the DeFi space and pursuing the things that we want to pursue. So right. I think it's for the people that don't see it yet, you will see it very soon. It's what's coming down the road.
Right. And I agree. And it's very important for people to be open-minded as to where the project can go and is trying to go, rather than trying to get a instant gratification out of something. Because if you if you always try to get instant gratification out of whatever you're applying yourself to, 99% of the time you're going to let yourself down, because if it were easy and if it were instant, then believe me, everybody would be doing it and everybody would be the most successful person that you've ever met in your entire life. And the reason why that's not the case is because things don't happen overnight. Things do not happen in a blink of an eye, and things do not happen in a matter of a day. Uh, you plant the seed, you nurture that seed, and it eventually grows into a very beautiful tree. And under that beautiful tree, you might have a community of people that find shade. You get what I'm saying? Or you might have a community of people that use that tree as a resource to build a house. The point is, the project is the seed. And currently, as a community, we are coming together, nurturing the seed, watering the seed, and building upon it. And it will take time. It will take patience, and it will take self-determination and self-discipline as a community member, as an investor, or as a person who just supports the project, to actually see that flourish. And if you're in it to get instant gratification, I will be the first person to tell you that that is not the case, and that is probably not what's going to happen. But if you're in it to see what's going to happen in the end and the long run and be a part of the journey, then then you're in it for the right reasons, and you're in it to learn, and you're in it to experience, and you're in it to be a part of everything else that comes to life throughout this ecosystem. And it's a beautiful ecosystem. It's a beautiful ecosystem with an amazing crowd of people who have amazing thoughts and amazing insights, and it's only getting better and better, right? So we've seen the waves that this comes in, right? We've seen the waves that it comes in, it stables out, and then you get another wave where you have an influx of people coming in, stables out, you have another wave where you have influx of people coming in. But once you reach that tipping point, that plateau point, where that next wave that comes is going to send it into a whole nother ballpark, you just keep evolving at that point. And I feel like, us hitting these milestones and us reaching the amount of holders that we reached in the amount of time that we did, it is inevitable to actually reach the next milestone, which would be 50K holders. And then the milestone after that, which would be 100K holders, and so on and so on. And the bigger something gets, the faster the growth of it becomes. It's just natural for that to happen. You go and you ask people who knows about the NBA, and everybody knows about the NBA, right? National Basketball Association. But if you go and you ask them about the G League, they're gonna not as many people are gonna know about the G League, even though the G League is a part of the NBA. It is a ecosystem of the NBA, right? It is a product of the NBA, but not everyone knows what that is. But everybody knows what the NBA is, because and every day that the NBA continues to be a thing, more and more people understand what it is. And you go and you tell your friend that you watch basketball. Yeah, I watch basketball. Yeah, I'm a Laker fan, or I'm a Warriors fan, or whatever the case is, right? And that's the same concept that is going to be used in our scenario, right? The bigger that our project gets, the more people will naturally know about it, whether they're invested in it or not. They will know about it. And the bigger you get, the easier it is to actually grow. And we've actually learned that through the past 7-8 months now. We have been finding it much easier to grow on a daily basis compared to before, where before we were having to spend a lot more advertising dollars to get on more people's feeds, to get on more Instagrams or Twitters or whatever, compared to now, where we're not spending as much advertising dollars, but we're getting better results and more growth compared to the times where we were smaller. And that is just the way that this stuff works. And a lot of these bigger projects, they are experiencing that right now, right? You're looking at the projects that have billions of dollars in market cap, and you're looking at their numbers, and you're seeing like 1,000 new holders every hour, or 10,000 new holders every week, or whatever the case is. They are just so big to a point where people just already know about them because of the presence that they hold. And the thing is, they all of those huge projects, they all started where we started. They all started from square one. They all started with a vision, with an idea, with a small community, with a small team, and then they became what they became. And it is very important to recognize that. It is super important for us as a community to be able to recognize that if we want to be one of those big projects, we say it's programmed, and we make that joke and we make that assumption, right? And it may very well be programmed, but the thing is, we have to actually let it happen, and we have to continue doing what we're doing as a community and as a project as a whole to allow that to happen. And as long as we stick together, as long as we have the same vision, the same game plan, and we keep moving forward instead of moving backwards, then what we want to achieve as a project, as a whole, will happen. And that's a guarantee. As you keep pushing forward, you will progress. And I'm a very firm believer that if you keep 1 foot ahead of the other and you keep moving forward and you don't look back, then you're going to be in a better place than you were the day before. And as long as we're in a better place tomorrow than we were the day before that, then we are progressing. Whether we were progressing centimeters per day or miles per day, it doesn't matter, as long as we continue moving forward. And that is the important thing. We may have months or weeks where we make huge leaps and we make huge progressions, and we may have months or weeks where we're only inching forward. But the main focus is that we move forward and we continue to strive and we continue to build and we continue to grow. And yeah, I mean, I that's the most I could say about right now. And I feel like we're doing a great job of doing that as a community and doing that as a project. And anyone who tells me otherwise, I would love to sit there and argue with you and disagree with you, but I will hear you out as well.
Leo, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Another thing that I'd like to mention is that right now is the perfect time for us to remain focused on building, which is exactly what we're doing in the background. We're working on a new website. We're working on a crazy big new roadmap. We're working on the NFTs, the lore. We're already working on season 3. I mean, there's so much that we're working on that right now, rather than us trying to really try to hype these things up, we want to remain focused on building great products in the background. So, I mean, the way the market is right now and the way our project is progressing, that's the best we can be doing right now. And it's a great time for us to do that right now, while everyone else is just kind of trying to figure out the next big thing. We're in the backgrounds building out the next big thing for the next time. That's very soon, where our project is going to continue to get the mass recognition that it deserves. So,
yeah, and what I love, Max, that you mentioned is we are building out what we want to be the next big thing. But while we're building that out, the great thing, what I love about our team and what I love about our community or whatever, it's even though we know that we have a goal that we're working towards, something that we're working on building and releasing, at the same exact time, we're also planning and writing down and bringing up the ideas of what the next big thing after this is going to be, so that there isn't any downtime. Because that's the whole point, is if we're in this space and we're not building and we're not innovating, then what are we honestly doing, right? This space is so new and so important to the future of not just finance, but the future of just community and interaction. And like, blockchain has a lot of use cases, and I can have multiple conversations on it with multiple different people in multiple different businesses, and they could tell me how it could be useful for their business, or I could tell them how it could be useful for their business. And that's the most important thing, is that this isn't a one horse circus, right? There's multiple use cases, and being able to monetize on those use cases, or being able to develop those or bring them to life, those are going to be the things that create value for anything in the future, right? And us being able to recognize that as a project, as developers, as a community, is what is going to push us into the next realm, right? And it is very important for us to stay focused and not get sidetracked, which sometimes I do get sidetracked because I get lost into the whole community vibe, where I'm like, oh, it's just tunnel vision on Shibadoge, or tunnel vision on the Shiba army or Doge army. I forget that it's not just that, it's the entire blockchain. We have the entire blockchain, and we are one project on the blockchain. So imagine we're all about unity, and the number one goal, the number one plan would be, how can we unite the blockchain? How can Shibadoge come up with that utility that unites the blockchain in a way? And we have to work on figuring that out. But the best way to work towards that is continuing with the plans that we have, because every plan that we come up with and we want to implement into the project is something that is developing development on Web3 and on the blockchain. So, like I said, it's every day is a step in the right direction. As long as we're moving forward and not backwards, we will see success.
Further your point, Leo, I think that I mean, look, I think there's probably, from the last time I looked, I think there's like close to 4 million Ethereum wallets that have zero point 0.1 ETH in them. I mean, we're talking about 4 million people in the most revolutionary technology that's ever existed in web, that's going to define the world we live in. And we're talking 4 million people. I mean, if anyone doesn't draw parallels with what the 1999 internet looked like, then I think you're missing the point. And
Yeah.
It's wild to think that we are. I mean, look, 8 months in, I think we're at what, 25,000 plus people that are involved in the token, and we've got 2 NFT projects already released with an entire breeding function set out. We've got a Warzone protocol. We've got a hyper-deflationary token that we also announced and launched. And I mean, we're what, 8 months in, so we've got a ways to go. But I mean, at 4 million Ethereum wallet addresses that have 0.1 ETH at the very least, I mean, imagine what this world looks like when that number is. I mean, imagine when people's bank accounts are Ethereum wallets. I mean,
Well,
imagine when that number is 100 million people. I mean,
look at how bullish people are on Ethereum. I mean, Kathy Woods just very recently came out and was like, hey, I'm expecting Ethereum to be at a $20 trillion market. That is what she said. It is, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at where Ethereum is at now and look at where she's expecting it to be. I'm not saying that's where it's going to be, or what, if she's right or wrong, who knows? Only time can tell. But the point that I'm trying to make is there are high profile companies and individuals who believe in this as well. It's not just Leo on the Telegram saying Ethereum is a valuable asset, or Ethereum is a game-changing asset, or a development or technology. There are actual huge companies and huge firms in the world who are starting to recognize it. And as the Ethereum market grows, guess what? Shibadoge is built on Ethereum. That has a lot. Yeah, do the math.
Do the math.
So
let's leave it at that. Yeah,
yeah. Let's leave it at that. Yeah.
Mark Cuban, I think, is the one that said, however you feel about him, but one of the sharks, and he said that the project that brings widespread adoption of crypto wallets is going to be the one that wins. So I think it's just, I mean, we're doing an incredible job. I'm curious to know how many people we've brought in, and not us alone. I think the community has done a lot of the sort of shilling, right? And how many people decided that they were going to go set up an Ethereum wallet, and how many people are going to go set up a Ledger and MetaMask. I mean, I said this in the chat the other day. I said, I think Ledger should give us like an affiliate fee, because imagine how many people are getting Ledgers because of our project. So it's really cool to see that happen. I think that we're on an incredible pace, and of course we can always go faster, but hell, we're doing I think we're doing great.
Man, slow and steady wins the race, and I'm always the advocate of that. Sometimes things happen fast, and you can't control that, but that's the whole point, is just following your plan, following your game plan, and executing, regardless of how long it takes. It's just making sure you finish what you start and continuing to strive forward. That is what creates successful things in this world. I recognize that. You recognize that. I'm sure everybody here also recognizes that. Nothing left undone, nothing left half done. Everything should always be done to its full potential. And if you're not going to do something to its full potential, then don't do it at all. That's how we look at it, and we are going to, and that is why we are here week by week, week after week, sharing with you guys what we're trying to do, being as transparent as we possibly can, but also still staying super passionate and still doing what we need to do in the background. And that is the number one thing in my eyes that matters. And yeah, I mean, nobody can convince me otherwise. But yeah, let's open up the floor. If you guys don't have anything to add on, let's open up the floor to some questions, comments, and whatever else.
Okay. Yo, Adam, go ahead. Unmute your mic. Adam Khaled. Unmute your mic.
How are you all? I'm
Hey,
just suggesting, like, what if we can earn some in this year? Then that can be like an example for everyone else out there.
Yeah, I'm very much for setting an example. I like to set the bar high and set an example for other people. So if I can inspire anybody, or if we can inspire anybody, then that's a win in our book, right? And us inspiring someone to build something or to get up there and start something, then it's a win. So yeah, setting the bar high is very important, Adam.
Well, Leo, I mean, I think let's look at it this way. When we started, we were one of the first tokens that ever thought to unify two big tokens, right? Shiba and Doge.
Yeah.
And as soon as we did that, what ended up happening? We had 10, 20, 30 copycat tokens. We decided to launch an NFT project, and we said that that was going to be a great enhancement to our ecosystem. And what happened? A lot of tokens decided they were going to do that. Then we released a component like the Warzone component, the staking component, and then people decided that they were going to do that. And it's pretty routine now at this point that when we do it right, and people, yeah, we pave the way, which is not a bad thing. I mean, I don't have any remorse, or I'm not trying to hide anything from any of these tokens that say like, oh, if ultimately it provides more service and more value to more Ethereum holders, more crypto holders as a whole, then I mean, hell, at least let us make that change in the world.
I agree. We will continue to pave the way.
I think we're going to do that. I think with where we're going and where our roadmap. Sorry to interrupt you, but where we're going and with the roadmap that we have, planned out, I think that we're going to continue doing that and setting miles ahead from any. I think that we're going to inspire a lot of projects to do the right things.
I hope we do.
Yeah, to answer I would say the most important thing we can inspire other projects to do is to just do the right thing, and everything else will fall in line.
Yeah, and show them that doing the right thing is always the most valuable thing you can do. A lot of people get into this Web3 for all the wrong reasons. They get into it for all the wrong reasons and ignore all the right reasons because it's hard. It's hard doing things the right way. And if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. But if you're not getting into it for the right reasons, then you're making everyone else's job who's in it for the right reasons a much harder thing. And we don't appreciate the people who take advantage of other people in this space. So how can we combat that? Is by showing them that doing the right thing becomes more of a valuable form of doing it, and you can actually still become just as successful and even more successful doing the right thing rather than taking shortcuts and doing unethical things in Web3. And that's what we're all about, man. So yeah, it's a great question. Let's bring up crypto confident.
Hey Leo, how are you tonight?
What's up, buddy? Doing well, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. My question is about our Shibadoge NFTs. Well, our Doge army and Shiba army. Has there been any thought or talk about putting our NFTs on display in a metaverse, or actually building even maybe a Shibadoge ad in the metaverse, or like a billboard or something that remains, or buying a plot of land by Shibadoge.
Yeah, so it's something that we've been talking about from the very beginning, right? We've always been very interested in metaverse. Now, not to be 100% honest with you, metaverse is not something that even us are super familiar with. So the metaverse is something that I'm still learning to an extent, that a lot of our team is still learning to an extent. But we know that eventually the metaverse is going to be a huge thing, no matter what. If it wasn't a huge thing, you wouldn't see projects like Bored Ape, you wouldn't see projects like Sandbox, you wouldn't see projects like Decentraland throwing millions, if not billions of dollars into developing these metaverses, right? So I believe that the Shiba Doge project, Shiba armies, the Doge armies, and the Shiba Doge NFTs, they will have their place in the metaverse. The fact of the matter is not if, but when and which metaverse. So we haven't made a decision yet as to what metaverse we're going to use or how we're even going to roll it out, but we know that the metaverse is going to be a part of our future.
Leah, I will jump in there and just say that we already we've secured a position in other side. Frankly, I think they're the ones that are doing it right, because the problem with metaverse is that it's a fragmented ecosystem, right? Like it's essentially like we've already had metaverses for the last 20 years, right? Every game, multiplayer game you've ever had, this is what they're calling the metaverse now. But the issue with all of these guys is they're sort of like a gate. They're like a gated ecosystem. You can't have your NFT be a part of that, right? But in the world with other side, at least what they're trying to build, and they partnered with an incredible company, and this company is the leader in this technology. They've built the technology to basically have 10,000 plus people in real time on a browser, all engaging with each other, right? So they're doing it right, but they're also looking at it from an open ecosystem standpoint. So we're going to be able to actually have development done on their metaverse where we can have your NFT being represented, and you can, go around and run around and do whatever you want. So I think personally, I'm the most bullish on other side. I don't think we're in a position where we would want to create our own independent, but rather we would want to work with an existing metaverse application that's doing a really good job. Like if they're going to have millions of people, right? Imagine having that exposure. Imagine having that much. If you're going to be a pioneer and leader in doing really cool things in somebody else's metaverse, we're going to gain an incredible amount of exposure.
100%. Look, I mean, you said something that actually stuck out. We've already had metaverses for years. And I'm telling you guys straight up, growing up as a kid, a game that I used to play literally religiously, it was a game called RuneScape. I was a kid when I first started playing, like 3rd or 4th grade. And it is literally the metaverse if you think about it. There is in-game currencies. People are buying armors and weapons to equip, which are literally like NFTs to customize your character. They're going out there and doing quests and meeting people and interacting with people and doing all this stuff. So yeah, metaverses are important. And why do I think it's going to be successful? It's because I, as a kid, was addicted to that game, and I would only look forward to like, I would just want to go and play. And I would spend a majority of my time as a kid in front of my computer playing that game, right? And that is what is important, is because metaverses can attract people to actually spend their time, their resources, and even their money in the metaverse. And now they're actually incorporating a way for people to be able to do their jobs and businesses and actually create livelihoods off of the metaverse. Now it's like game changing, right? So yeah, I'm excited for what the future is with the metaverse.
It's ownership, right? This is the difference, right? Now you have a multiplayer experience where the armor you have is actually going to be owned by you. And the way that our NFTs are built are actually done in a way where every single item is actually an individual element. So it's an independent asset. So we can essentially, when the time is right and when that time comes, every single item that's on your NFT should theoretically should be an equipable and unequipable item. Should be a sort of
a choice,
an asset that you own, right? It's a choice.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to go and play today with your rifle, or do you want to play with your ray gun, or whatever it may be, right? Or your saber sword?
Yeah, or it could be a trumpet. You could be a musician, whatever the case is, right? It's your choice. You can customization, and that is what we're going to try to bring to the table with our dynamic NFTs as well in the future, is full customization. So that is a development feat of its own that we are working on, but it is not something that's impossible, and it is something that we understand can actually change the whole dynamic of NFTs as a whole. And it's no secret that we're striving to work towards that. And I fully believe customization is a very important key factor in anything, especially NFTs, especially when people are representing those NFTs as their profile pictures or their metaverse avatars or whatever. So yeah, man, sorry we got kind of off topic from your question, but it kind of led into this whole metaverse conversation, which this kind of proves how great of a question your question was, crypto confident. But to kind of cut it short, super interested in metaverses, man.
That's exciting. Thanks so much for answering the question, and thanks, Alexander, for your input on Other Side. I'll have to give it a look and check it out. It sounds exciting.
Yes,
For
sir.
sure.
Thank you.
I'm happy to report a project that's doing something that's actually unique. So I won't be endorsing any metaverse that is just another one of those things that people just say is a metaverse, but it really isn't,
Yep.
Gotcha. Thanks so much, guys.
For sure, man.
Anybody else, guys? Feel free to come up. Feel free to raise your hand.
Snowman's on mute.
Oh, sorry, guys. I was on mute on my mic. How's it going?
What's up, Snowman?
Great.
No, not much, not much. I just had two quick questions. When it comes to the burn reward, let's say you have 2 Doge Army and 1 Shiba, and the 2 Doge Army, let's say they're a captain and a private, and then your Shiba Army is a private as well. Will the contract know to use the higher rank on the Doge Army side for the pair, or will we have to match them up and stake them and then match if we have extra ones afterwards?
So it should default to the highest pair. I don't think you should have any issue.
Well, I think for this season is going to be a de facto. So it's like you're going to get the rewards irrespective of your rarity specific to burn. So in further seasons, the contract will be made in a way where there's going to probably be some level of influence based on your rarity. But for now, it's going to be a given. So it's kind of like a reward, even if basically it's going to support the people that have the privates, even if they don't necessarily, or if they only have a lower rank within the Doge Army and the Shiba Army, that it shouldn't be affecting the actual rewards. So it's going to just be sort of, you're going to get what you're going to get. And that was sort of a decision we made to kind of make sure that everyone had a fair play at it. Everyone got, equal rewards, and in further seasons, the rarities are going to play much more into effect.
Right. Perfect. Sorry. So just to clarify, like my question kind of was, will the contract match the private and the private by chance, or will it automatically go to the higher rank if you have if you have 2 Doge and just 1 Shiba type thing?
What I guess to answer your question better is that the actual pairs aren't going to be the driving factor here for the rewards. You're going to receive for every individual general or every individual higher ranking officer, you're going to be able to get those rewards irrespective of the pair. So it's not going to be pair driven, if that answers your question better.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, sorry, thank you. Or go ahead, Leo.
So pretty much what Alex is saying is, like, even if you have 2 Shiba armies and only 1 Doge army, you would still get burn token for all 3 of those NFTs.
Oh, okay, perfect. That clears that up. Thank you. I thought we had to pair them. That's why. And then, sorry, my second question is on Monday. Do we have a time for when we're able to start staking? And then, sorry, two-parter. When is the cutoff time to be eligible for the 120-day reward?
So there isn't going to, we haven't actually, it's going to come down to just development, right? We got to make sure that everything's working. We got to run some tests. So it's probably going to be TBD at this moment. We can set like a hard kind of soft deadline, but it's gonna happen on the 8th. I just don't want to give a specific time in case anything goes wrong. We've learned from that mistake. So I think it should be, we're gonna probably set a date, time of maybe 4 p.m. PST, 7 p.m. Eastern. But if anything changes, we're going to give you guys more concrete details leading up to it.
Yeah, I feel like once we're like a day or two away, we'll have a more of a window where we can actually be like, hey, it's going to be between 4 or 8 or 4 and 6 or whatever, right? It just all depends as to how the launch goes. It's not like it's going to be a token launch or an NFT launch where we have to like worry about people flooding it or botting it or whatever. It's just a matter of us actually updating our systems, bringing everything up and running, and then making sure it works on chain. And then obviously we've done our pre-launch tests, but we always like to make sure to test everything prior. So let's I want to personally say, like, hopefully by this time on Monday it should be up and running, but we'll give you guys a more clear answer probably on Sunday or even Monday. And then
Okay,
to
awesome.
answer the second question, as far as when you will get the 120-day reward, you're talking about probably the prestige or whatever or whatnot. But regardless, you will get that after the season is ended. So that will be something that comes after the season concludes.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. And like, sorry, the point of my question was just for like gas sake, like timing of gas. Like, do we have like, or like, will we have like a window type thing to kind of stake our NFTs to still qualify for the 120-day reward?
Yeah. So don't rush. If gas is high, I can tell you guys, do not rush. Take your time. Wait for a nice gas price to get in. You're not going to miss out on any rewards or anything by missing 1 day or 48 hours. You won't miss out on anything that's going to be extraordinary or crazy. I can tell you guys from right now, straight up, don't just FOMO into it. Take your time. Find a nice gas price to get in. There's a lot of gas trackers out there. Just use them, and yeah, I mean, you don't want to spend more money than you have to on gas. And I'm telling you guys, you won't miss out on anything if you're 24 to 48 hours late to the staking party, right?
Okay, awesome. Thank you guys so much, and looking forward to everything that's coming down the pipeline. And keep up the good work.
Of course, man. Thank you.
Go ahead, Debo.
Hey, what's going on, Leo?
Debo, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up, bro? Quick question. Well, two. First one, just to clarify. So, say you have 15 NFTs. 7 of them are Doge and 8 are Shiba. All 15 on an individual basis will receive the burn rewards, right? Maybe I misunderstood earlier. I thought they were being paired, but I think you were saying this season.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So they were originally supposed to be paired, but as the Shiba army didn't sell out, we understood that people, not everyone is going to have a pair. So we decided for this season to actually just kind of go with the everybody gets it. So if you have a Shiba army or Doge army, irrespective of the pair, you will be getting the full rewards of the staking season.
Okay, that's awesome. Appreciate it. And then lastly, I missed, I'm working, so I missed like the first 5 or 10 minutes. I don't know if anyone asked. Is there any chance that I think the reveal for the Shibas every increments of 500, is there going to be one more reveal before before the season 2 staking begins, or is it still we're just going to be after every 500, then we'll do the reveal? I didn't know if there was one more last, final reveal, if you will, before
Leo, I
Monday.
can actually take that. So we had this discussion. So we intend to follow the reveal schedule, but because we're releasing the season 2, we might do a reveal prior. I think most likely, just heads up, we're probably going to do it because we want to make sure that whoever is minted up until that point will know what they have, so they can decide where they want to put it. So it's gonna, it most likely, like, it's about a 99% chance we're going to do it. And then after that, we're going to follow the same schedule that we've kind of released and publicized.
Okay. Hey, perfect, man. That's all I have. I'm excited for season 2 and keep up the great work. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you, Debo.
Hey guys, if you got questions, raise your hand.
There we go. Dripto has a question. Let's bring up Dripto.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
What's up, bro?
Hey, my question is, you talked about later those items being interchangeable and stuff like that, or you can equip them and unequip them. All right, let's say like I have a Navy SEAL and he's got like a 12 gauge, but I've got a private with no weapons or something like that. Now, are you talking about I'll be able to like pass my gun down to my private or something like that?
In theory, yeah. In theory, yeah. That's
Cool.
the whole thing that we're trying to do. So it wouldn't even be like, hey, I could take this off and give it to the other NFT. You could just be like, hey, you know what? I don't want the 12 gauge. I want to get a crossbow or a sledgehammer or whatever, and you'd be able to have an outlet to go and get that. You get what I'm saying? So you can kind of customize. It wouldn't just be the weapons. It would be like the clothing. It would be the backgrounds. It would be just whatever we can actually customize, we will customize.
Okay. I do have a second question. This has to do with the breeding.
Yep.
Like, what if I had a let's say a private in the Navy SEAL? Would that guarantee me a high ranking Shibadoge or no?
No, I won't guarantee it, but we will give you guys more information on that as the breeding information gets released, right? So that's something that I don't want to give you a full-on answer to just yet. Only reason being is because that variable may or may not change as we get closer to finalizing everything for the breeding. But as of right now, I can tell you guys that the chance of you getting a rare Shibadoge is still possible for anybody who even is breeding 2 privates, right? It's still possible that you could breed the 2 lowest ranks and get a very high rank Shibadoge. It's possible. If it would be a higher of a chance if you breed 2 rarer ones, that's something that we will kind of share with you guys as we get closer to the entire reveal of how it's going to happen, right? So, Alex, go ahead. I see you trying to say something.
Oh no, I just wasn't on mute, but I'm in full agreement with you.
Yeah. So that's something that we're considering, and we're kind of still finalizing, bro.
Okay, no problem. Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, for sure, man. No problem. So we got another question here. Let me bring up J-Mac. What's up, J-Mac?
Yo. What's going
What's
down?
happening, bro?
Man, not much. I just first off, I just want to thank you all. Y'all are doing a lot, and I want to make sure you guys, there's someone telling you all that, because it's a lot. I know you guys are doing a lot behind the closed doors, and it may seem like some people are not as appreciative as what you all are doing. I can tell you there's a lot of people who are, and I'm one of them. And so I wanted to start off by just saying that and thanking you all for dedicating your time in order for the community to have these opportunities, not an opportunity, but opportunities My actual question was dealing with the dogium. Man, I'm so hyped. Could you guys elaborate a little bit more on the dogium, or is that something that's gonna come down the line? Or
Firstly, I want to thank you for the kind words, man, and we appreciate everything that you said, and we appreciate the recognition and everything about it. Alex, if you want to touch up on that, you can. As far as the dogium goes, I just don't know if he wants to save that for the release of the storyline, which is coming very soon, or if there's something that he can
hey, I don't want to mess anything up, man.
No, you're not messing it up. It never hurts to ask. It never hurts to ask,
Yeah,
man.
I can jump in and say that the dogium is a rare resource, and as the storyline and the narrative of the project comes out, it'll all make a lot of sense. It is going to play into everything that we do. It is a critical resource required for us to get our breeding out there to the world. It is something that you guys will know a lot about very soon, and it is the entire premise and reason for us to do this season. So this is going to be it's cool because we're now bringing the storyline to life, and we're bringing the NFTs to life, but we're doing it through you guys participating in our operations. So it's coming to life. It's coming very soon. It's all going to make a lot of sense very quickly, and it's going to be awesome.
Okay, man. I really appreciate it, guys, and once again, I really truly just thank you for everything you guys are doing, and take your time, guys. There's no rush. Just keep doing the awesome job you guys are doing. I appreciate it.
Thank you, J Mac. We appreciate you, bro. Anything else, guys? Oh, there we go. Shucking.
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, shuck and jive. Yeah, just two real quick questions. So for those of us who minted last Monday, were you guys going to do the giveaway?
Oh yeah,
the 3 winners.
Yep. Let me.
And then one last thing, I know it's too late, but I was going to suggest that maybe make it into 6 winners that win a pair, just so more of the family wins. But it's probably too late.
Let's do this. Let's do the wheel spin. Let's do the wheel spin tomorrow at 5 p.m. PST. Let's. I completely lost track of time. It was supposed to wheel. I haven't put the people on the wheel yet, man. I'm going to be completely honest with you. So I'll do that tonight, and we'll do the wheel spin in the morning. So, or not in the morning, but 5 p.m. PST tomorrow. I'll get on voice, and we'll do the wheel spin live in here. Unless Josh, by any chance, ended up doing that on the wheel spin. I don't expect him to, because no one told him to do it. So anyway, let's do the wheel spin tomorrow, and then we'll pick all the winners, okay? For 5 p.m. PST tomorrow.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Yep, of course. And I'll go ahead and type that in the chat too right now, so everyone is aware, people who are not even attending this. So give me one moment. Let me type this up.
I wanted to also, while you're doing that, jump in and say that over the coming weeks and during the staking season, there's going to be a number of images, just like the one that I posted. They're all going to be important for our treasure hunt, our little rescue mission. I recommend everyone to just keep an eye out for anything unique that you see. It's going to be a really fun little project that we're doing within our NFT ecosystem. And it's all going to add up and line up to the story that you guys are going to, that it's going to come out. So there may be something in this that is very relevant that I just dropped.
That's pretty cool right there. I love that art, man.
Yeah, definitely hits.
It reminds me of like X-Men or something. Or not X-Men, but probably like Dragon Ball Z, where I've seen some scenes where they're like healing in those like little incubator things or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And some might say that this is an indication that we might have already successfully bred an NFT, but I'll leave it at that.
It's like lemonade and orange juice, baby. Any other questions, guys? Yep, looks like Deadhead has a question. Let's bring up Deadhead. Hey, Deadhead, you could go ahead and speak. You're gonna have to unmute your mic, buddy.
Yeah. Okay. How's it going, guys?
Yep. Good, brother. How you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good. At the beginning, I know you were talking about how many coins we would get in reflections, and my mic started breaking up. And so, were you saying that we would be getting like 6.76 quad per day for both the burn and the Shibadoge?
All the numbers are here. I'll forward it again into the chat. But all the numbers are on this. If you look at the chat, I just resent it. That tells you what you'll be getting for each rarity of an NFT. So, like a general, you'll be getting 4.6 of Shibadoge, and then for a captain or army ranger, you'll be getting 4.2, and then Marine Corps 3.8, and so on. So all of the numbers are on that file right there.
Well, man, yeah, I got it. I appreciate that. And thank you guys for everything y'all do, man. I mean, there's not enough words to say thank you enough, but I'm looking forward to it and appreciate you guys.
Of course, man. Thank you for being a part of it. Let's take a couple more questions, guys. If you guys have anything, if not, we can go ahead and wrap it up for today. But I'm gonna be back on here tomorrow to do the wheel giveaway. We're 100% gonna do that. That was supposed to have been done today, but I didn't put all of the addresses on the wheel, so we're gonna do it tomorrow. We're gonna do it tomorrow at 5 p.m. PST. So if you minted anything on Monday's Monday event up until 8:01 p.m. PST, then you will be eligible to be on that wheel, right? So make sure you guys attend to see if you want or not. The winners are going to win a pair of Shiba and Doge Army NFTs. So we'll do that in the morning, or not in the morning, but in the late afternoon tomorrow. Okay, I guess that's all the questions. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up here, guys. Just wanted to thank everybody for participating and listening in today and coming in and talking as well. As always, we appreciate it. Love you guys. And as always, if you miss Doge, that sucks. If you miss Shiba, that also sucks. If you miss Shibadoge, then you suck. So that being said, love you guys. Super excited for season 2. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the wheel spin giveaway. So have a good rest of your day, and yeah, peace.
Peace, everyone. Thank you.
Peace.
Right, guys. I'll just shut the VC down and then restart it. You can come back in.